Alright YouTube, so every now and then I try to do videos about current topics, and one of them I wanted to cover this one time at least is the recent idubbbz and Tana, I don't know how to say her fucking last name, the recent content cop that idubbbz did. Alright, so if you don't know what the situation is, she randomly tweeted at idubbbz within the past few months and was bitching and complaining because of his use of the N-word in his videos. N-word, hard R. As always, we won't be saying it here. I'm not trying to trigger people. But, so because of this, people dug into her past and found out that she has actually used this word in a more negative context than idubbbz ever has in any of his videos at all. So if you haven't seen her clips yet, we're gonna put them up just to give you some context of her use of the word. So we're gonna throw up a quick trigger warning.
You know you were stupid nigger, right?
You fucking nigger! Growing up in Vegas, everybody said those words, and I didn't even know that they were considered racist at all. They were in rap songs, and I totally thought it just meant like homie or like...
So obviously in those clips she's using this word in a hateful way, but her argument is that she's using those at a younger age, and growing up she heard it in rap songs, so she thought it was okay, it meant friend or something, and she's confusing the N-word hard R with N-word with the A at the end that you hear in rap songs all the time. I don't even know why she thought that this would be a good defense, because it's completely untrue. I'm sure all of you out there can attest to this. I've never heard it in a rap song at all, so it's completely untrue. It's false. Let's move on. A lot of people are upset, too, because of idubbbz's use of the word, but my guess is this is probably their first time viewing an idubbbz video. If you watch his videos at all, you know that he uses the word, but he uses it ironically. He uses it in a non-offensive way, more so for like shock value or laughs and shit like that. And honestly, in the end, context is everything. How you use the word, how you say stuff to people is what really matters. And he's, again, never used it in an offensive way. Now, does this make it okay for him to say it? Maybe, maybe not. I don't know. It's not really my place to decide, because he's going to keep saying it anyway, so it really doesn't matter what I think. If you watch H3's recent podcast with idubbbz actually gives him shit for his use of the word, because he kind of goes on a tangent, just saying it all the time. And I'll play the clip really quick.
I love that I can just say nigger faggot, though.
Yeah.
Like, I couldn't really say that.
Do you feel like...
Empowered?
I feel like you're using a little liberally.
I love saying nigger faggot. It's so wonderful.
Look, I love Ethan. H3 is probably my favorite YouTuber right now. I only got into his stuff here in the past couple of months. He's absolutely hilarious. So is idubbbz. But he did go on a tangent there, and he uses that phrase quite frequently in the first, 10 minutes or so of that podcast. But I want to show you that idubbbz isn't just for the open use of the word at all times. He's not just this racist, hateful person. He actually gives H3 his shit on his own podcast about the use of the word.
We are very fucking stupid to hold the word nigger at this colossally high standard, whereas every other slur, that can be used in a comedic sense or an editorial sense, but not this one, because that one has history. Well, guess what, fucking retards? All the other ones have history, too. Zipperhead? Yeah. Asian people didn't get their fucking heads ran over in World War II. They weren't thrown into internment camps. But you can't say that one because it's got sort of it's guttural. Either all of them are okay, or none of them are okay. But if you try to come online and tell me that I can't say a particular word, but you say words that are just as offensive, in the famous words of Tana Mongeau,
Kill yourself.
I want to play that clip for you guys because there's a lot of truth to what he's saying there. You can't hold this one word, no matter how offensive it might be to you or other people, up to this particularly high standard, but everything else like retard and faggot are okay, because those words are said so frequently now. I've even said them on my YouTube channel a few times. Something I'm curious about is if people are offended by his use of the word, or if it's a white guy saying it. Because if it's just the word in general, that only fuels the argument of it's either all or none. But if the problem is that a white guy is saying it, that's an entirely different problem altogether.
say nigger.
walks up to me and he kind of like locks his arm around me, like around my neck like this. And it wasn't like it was like a chokehold or anything. It was very like firm and like tight, like I couldn't have really gotten out, if that makes sense. I'll explain that in a second. And so the guy looks at me and he wraps his arm around me and he looks in the camera and he goes, say, and he puts his thumbs up and then like blank and he says the N-word, like hard R, N-word, like say N-word, like hard R, like smiling, loud as fuck, like yells it, and then like looks at me and looks into the camera, like
say nigger.
Now that's actually a clip from his Content Cop video, but I thought it was the best example of what I want to talk about. And there was the she who was going on telling everybody that he was fucking choking her. He had her in a UFC submission. He was trying to beat the bitch for the title. And I love that he had a fucking vlog of this. He had recordings of the situation, because otherwise it'd just be her word against his. But he has actual video proof of evidence. He didn't scream it. He didn't have her in a chokehold. He wasn't even holding her tight. He didn't even do the thumbs up, which is the smallest detail of them all. And I just find that fucking hilarious that she would. So not only is she this hypocrite who complains about his use of this word, she also went around telling everybody all these fucking lies about the entire situation. And I just thought that was kind of funny.
I'm going to wrap up this video with a phrase that most logical people can get behind. I mentioned it earlier in the video, and that is, it's either all okay or none of it's okay. It's important to remember if you ever mistakenly identify a word as off limits. No words are off limits. You're allowed to get offended by the words and say, oh, I didn't like that very much. But for you to come at the person and say, you're a bad person for saying this, you're racist for saying this. At the end of the day, everything's a choice. Black people can choose to get offended by black slurs. Asian people can choose to get offended by Asian slurs. White people can choose to get offended by black slurs, and Tana Mongeau can choose to get offended by black slurs. At the end of the day, it seems like white people are really just trying to make up for all of the torment that we've inflicted on black people. Well, keep at your crusade. I'm going to continue to act like they're normal human beings.
And with that long clip, I kind of want to end the video there too, and I have to agree with him. My view on the matter is it's all or nothing. You can't have this one word be so high up here on a pedestal, and you can't say this word, but every other word is fucking okay. It doesn't matter. Those aren't as bad as this one. And the statement of people choosing to be offended by words in general is very true. You choose to be offended by these words. Remember, context is everything. How somebody says the word is what truly matters, not just the word itself. Anyways, guys, if you went on to enjoy the video, or if at any point during this you got triggered, give the video a thumbs up. Subscribe to the channel if you guys are new. Follow me on Twitter. Links to my social networks are in the description and in the outro. Later.
All of you people out there who hold these words at such high esteem, you are giving it the power that you so desperately want it to not have.
Tell me pretty lies, look me in the face. Tell me that you love me, even if it's fake, 'cause I don't fucking care.